since 2005, we've never had a model join us or be featured on TrikePatrol.com 4 times. So let's just say you're a fan favorite.
Thank you. More times, yes.
So how's 2022 been treating you so far?
I'm doing better and less drama for this because of pandemic, I guess. But this year I am doing.
That's good. That's good to hear. We're very happy for you. So let's uh let's get into some questions if you don't mind. One of the major questions we always want to ask is how did you get into adult entertainment?
So um I was an escort before, and then this pandemic starts. I tried to sell my videos online. I remember that was April 2020. I searched a lot of websites where can I sell my videos because before I have sugar daddies, and then I sold my videos to them, and then when pandemic hits, I start record myself and sell on that some websites, and then I discovered Pornhub, and that it's how it started.
Okay, so you became very, very popular on Pornhub.
Not much.
But you produce really good content and you work very hard at what you do, and I've noticed that since day one. So, I mean, do you remember how you got in contact with Trek Patrol?
Oh yeah.
Do you mind sharing?
Yeah. Um, because I was very curious if there is a production here in the Philippines, like when where they feature Filipinas doing porn. So I searched TrikePatrol on Twitter, and then I followed Twitter, and then I asked TrikePatrol if their guests are in. So
Yeah, I actually remember the day that you reached out because I personally opened up that DM, and we get a lot of those, and I mean a lot. So there was something about your message and your profile that said, you know what, this might be the real deal, because we're very cautious because there's a lot of fake accounts and all that. But I saw you on Pornhub, and then I saw you on other sites, and I saw your content on the Twitter account that you messaged me from. So I was like, you know what, let's give it a shot. So it all worked out because, like I said, I was telling the fans you were featured on the site 4 times. So do you remember the first time you were on the way to on set for Trike Patrol? What were you feeling?
I feel very anxious, nervous. It's mixed up and excited, of course. And all I have to do is prepare myself. But I didn't expect that it takes like it's takes 6 hours of um thing, but it's fine. I'm very grateful that you guys accept me as your one of your model.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that. You're right. In the Philippines, for some reason, the shoots take a little longer. We're not professionals out there. Unlike I've been on very many sets out here in the States where, you know, actually a couple Trike Patrol scenes that were done in like an hour and 10 minutes. It's, these folks know exactly what to do and how to do it. So, but yeah, 6 hours is a little long, but, but
Yeah, but
the outcome was great.
yeah, but then I learned a lot on that first scene. I really learned on how to be a professional adult content creator, I guess.
With all the documents that come with it and, just being in front of the camera. So you've always done really well. And that's what I was, telling our fans as well that, you know, it's like the first scene you did for us, it was like you knew exactly what to do, but also you're showing your real side of things where you show that you really enjoy what you're doing. And I think that's where you really stand out. And we really enjoyed every scene that you've shot for us.
Yes, I guess that is my passion. I want to express my feelings of how sexy I am. Like I always said this to all of my fans. Like even though I am flat chested or I don't have perfect body, I can express my feelings as a horny girl. That
Yeah, you express yourself very well. I mean, there's these, whatever you want to call perfect bodies, but there's complete starfish on in the bed, and nobody really wants to watch that. So I mean, and don't you're beautiful. I'll tell you that. And that's why you have so many fans. So, don't think you're not. So, and there's a reason why we took you 4 times. Now, and I was also saying since 2005, Trike Patrol has been around. We've never had a cuckold scene. Do you remember the your last scene you shot for us? So
yeah.
that was a little different, right? So, I was telling everyone that we're going a little in different directions with the content, but we're still sticking to what made Trek Patrol great, which is banging beautiful Filipinas like yourself. So again, you've done well every time, and we really appreciate all the work that you did for us.
Thank you so much for having me. And a lot of my fans are requesting with BBC content with me, so they are still expecting with Drag Patrol and me.
Well, let's look. Well, for sure we're gonna talk after this, because I'm probably sure you follow us on Twitter, and you see the content that's been uploaded. All the new content, and we have a new BBC. So, so you know that's very possible. So we'll talk after this video. So I just wanted to get into a couple more things. There was there was some kind of video of you that went viral. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
It,
that's on Facebook. That's Facebook post.
do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
The history. Oh,
Any way
yeah,
you
it's
want.
fine. Yeah. That was 2015, and I was waiting on the jeepney on the street, and then I'm with my high school classmate before, and then there's two guy from that, it's ABS-CBN, I guess, and
Uh,
it's religious children um movie, and
uh,
then they asked me to do some things like that, and then it's just lyric sentence, and I didn't expect that it will gonna blow up last year 2021, and up until now I've read a lot of comments, and maybe it's a part of how they bash me on social media, but it's fine.
hey,
And they
that's more recognition and more views for you. I'll say this: it's never right to bully another person in person or online. And I hope one day people realize that, because we're all human beings. We all have feelings. And I remember, I think, so you know exactly who I am, right? It's Yeah, so I'm the one you've been dealing with since day one. I know we haven't talked in a while. So I remember that day, you told me about it, and I was like, just ignore them, this and that. So hopefully it dies. It's gonna die out. That's how it goes on the internet. So, but you're a very strong woman, and you handled it real well. But I hope you're doing a lot better now, and I hope you're. I know you have a positive future. I'll tell you that.
thank you. I hope so. But I can tell that.
So, do you have any upcoming projects, other than the possible BBC Sharinami Trike Patrol scene? What else do you have going on?
um I'm dealing not on porn industry, but on social media industry. So I am still working with one of the sex store here in the Philippines.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I've been their brand ambassador since 2020 December up until now.
That's good. That's good. You do it really well. And there's a reason why they keep you around because you look good in front of the camera and you carry yourself very well. So I see a lot of good things for you happening. So are you still doing any kind of adult content, or are you kind of out of it now, or just kind of a little bit?
Oh, I we are still recording like once or twice a month on Pornhub, and
Gotcha.
yeah, since OnlyFans are not here in the Philippines, so
Yeah,
and
correct.
Patreons, um my account there is suspended last year December, so I don't have any subscription website anymore.
Yeah, I believe it's a billing thing. A lot of these billers don't want to deal with the Philippines, which is pretty sad. But I wanted to also ask you. So, there's are you familiar with the word alter? Alter? It's pretty much Filipina content creators, adult content creators, but they don't show their face, correct?
Yep, yeah, that's right.
Now, and you're like and Salome Salvi, if you're familiar with her, like you two are like the only ones that really like went out all out and and showed your face and all that. Which Salome Salvi, we just launched her. We just put her scene on the site not too long ago, so we have her as well. But you guys, how do you deal? Like, if you don't mind telling us, like, being a adult entertainer in the Philippines, and you show your face and all, does it have its ups and downs? Like, how do people see you on the street say, hey, that's I think I've seen her somewhere. Do you ever deal with that, or how does it go?
At first, when I entered here in this industry, of course, I became anxious because it's not too legal here in the Philippines, and
Correct, correct.
what if like the government will. But when I go outside, to be honest, sometimes we still wear face masks here in the
Hmm.
Philippines, and sometimes I wear um caps, but sometimes no. I go to the clubs sometimes, and it's fine. I feel okay even though they recognize me. It's
Do they ever say anything? Because I know we know how
anything
Filipinos
else.
are. No, do they say anything in general? Just hey, Sharinami, or do they kind of just smile and walk away?
Um, Lots of people outside want to take picture with me.
Yeah, that Filipinos talaga, no? That's the Filipino culture.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm really happy you came on the podcast, and hopefully we can get something going, because our fans miss you, we miss you at Trike Patrol, and hopefully we can work something out.
Yeah, I miss Strike Patrol too.
Is there anything you want to market while we're here on the podcast? Is there anything you want to promote?
Um, I guess, but I always told my fans that all of my social media accounts are listed at instabio.cc/Sharinami because I have many and lots of posters on Facebook,
Yes,
Instagram,
yes.
Twitter, and they are selling some of my photos and clips too, and it's weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of those, but you know, holler at us. We'll help you get those taken down right away. Just let me know. You have my contact. Send me the links, and I'll do you a favor, and I'll get those removed right away.
Yeah,
Cause
thank you so much
yeah,
for having me here on your podcast.
yeah. So again, thank you so much, Sharonami, and hope to hear from you soon.
Yeah, take care. Bye
Okay.
bye.
You too. Bye bye.